Hey guys, Jeff here, and today we are going to tackle this Federal 90A. I made a post about it the other day, I guess it was a few weeks ago now, when I finally got it opened, because this thing has been such a pain in the butt. Once I started working on it, and I should say this is one of them that I got from Paul Springett back when I won the 30 games that he does. But this thing, man alive, it has been work. I started off progressive pinning it, starting at the back. I think I started with 3 pins. I went up to 4 pins, was getting it all right. At 5 pins, it was a struggle. I think this one's a 6-pinner, if I remember correctly. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 pins. And when I got to 5 pins, so leaving off the frontmost pin, I just couldn't get it. I was still struggling. So I ended up starting the progressive pinning again, and I switched it. So that way, then I started with doing the 3 closest to me and working my way back. So that post that I made was the very first open that I got on this thing once it was fully pinned. I will say that we are going to gut it as long as we can get this open, because this thing has some special cases in it that are the first that I have experienced. So it's definitely been a learning curve involved here for me. I will say I don't think this one is on the belts, so I'm really curious if anybody who knows this lock is willing to tell me about where would you rank it on the belts, because I know that I do not have the experience yet to really decide where things go. Alright, where are we? There we go. There's that deep full set that I need. One of the things that has really caused me trouble with this lock is the fact that it requires crazy heavy tension. It messed me up picking some other things, like Down Under Monkey's challenge lock became especially challenging. There was counter rotation, but it wasn't the one I needed to finish us off here. I know it's right back here. Come on. Catching. Whew. Quicker than normal. As I was saying, this thing requires crazy heavy tension, which was giving me a lot of trouble. When I got to Down Under Monkey's challenge lock, because that one required crazy light tension. Come on now. You'd think after you get it open enough times that something like this shouldn't be an issue, and yet this has been one of the biggest pains of taking it apart, is trying to get... Maybe I just need a skinnier screwdriver, but this is the one that I have. There we go. There's that. Alright, let's not lose that. Should show you that right there is the bitting. So I do know that this guy right here at the back behind that long pin has been a problem for me. Let's see, lock it back up. And this is one that has holes in the underside, so I have to be careful. Alright, also worth mentioning, that was something that was done with my Reaper set. This is one of those locks that having the curved hooks from Jimmy just wasn't doing what I needed. I needed the flat hooks in order to really get the feel that I needed on there, which is why the Reaper set was very necessary. And if you notice, I was just using the 2 and the 3 from the Reaper set, along with my good old faithful Allen wrench, top of keyway tensioner. I have got to do a how-to on that sometime soon. That's too big. As much as I use the Allen wrench tensioners, especially that top of keyway one, I should probably share how I made it. What's happening to me? Maybe it's the lock reminding me that shims are always a good idea. I mean, I've had this apart so many times. I don't think I've been shimming in it, but it's resisting enough right now. And in my opinion, when they resist, a shim's a good idea. I'm just excited I gotta open that fast. Which way does this shim want to curve? Because this video has been so long in the making, partly because of the fact that I have been inconsistent in the opening. Sometimes I have it done, what was that one today? Just a few minutes. Other times it's taking me sometimes 20 minutes. All right, there's 1, 2, and you guys know the drill. I will have a picture up here as well to show you what we're dealing with, because my camera it doesn't change zoom while I'm recording very well. I've tried it before and it just doesn't cut it. Alright, so it is worth mentioning that number 6 back here has some serrations on it for some overset traps, but also number 5, that long boy, also has some serrations on it. I think that has been causing me issues. The others, I think that this is my first real experience. Oh, no, I got that one upside down. I think it's hard to tell in the light there, but I think there's just that hint of them being tapered at the top, I believe. And I know that tapered pins is a thing and can cause you some grief. All right, which way around is this? There we go. So, again, these are no surprise to me, but thought I would share with you guys. Starting with pin 1, which is the standard, which is why it drove me crazy that was the one that was going to give me trouble the other way around, but all right. Now, pin 2, this is the special one. This is what I hadn't really dealt with before. It is, don't know if you can catch it in the light there, but of course I will have the pictures up there. I believe that's a barrel, right? When it's got the reduced ends like that? I believe that's a barrel. Oh, I hadn't realized. Oh, the springs are different too. Why did I never realize that before? I wonder if that made a difference as well. All right, number 3 is a spool, and these spools are really sharp. I didn't think of them as crazy skinny, but they're very sharp. There were a couple times when I've been picking this that it almost would clunk into and out of a false set. All right, number 6 has another one of those spools. Again, nothing crazy deep, but the spools clunk, which I have not experienced before this lock. Perhaps I need to put some new springs in it as well, because some of these are just not doing much. Number 5, also a spool. Yeah, those springs have just gotten really compressed. Of course, that one makes sense having the long key pin. No, the long key pin means it wouldn't have to go up as high. So why is that so compressed? I don't know. All right, so there we are. And I was noticing something that I don't think I'd noticed before. I hadn't looked at these chambers, as we saw from a postscript for Down Under Monkey, but there is ever so slightly an overmilling situation happening here, where I can see, and again, we'll put some pictures in, I can see just the slightest rim there. And so I think if these pins are tapered at the top, as I believe they are, would the taper and the overmilling be part of why I was having trouble? I don't know. The biggest thing for me is that barrel. This is the first lock that I have successfully picked with a barrel, so that is exciting. Yeah, I'm going to look at my springs and see if I can put in some fresh ones, especially in chamber 5 and chamber 1, because those guys are looking smushed. Or maybe I can just stretch them back out a little bit. I never realized before, never laid them all out like this, to see that chamber 2 has a little bit longer and it looks like some thicker metal. So anyways, that is the Federal 90A. Thanks again to Paul Springett for this lock and for the chance to do this. And again, if you have any idea where this lock fits in the belts, I'd love to hear it, because it was enough of a challenge that there's definitely something going on there, but I don't know. Is that just because I haven't experienced enough others? So let me know your experience with the 90A. The Federal lock 90A. Don't want to confuse that with pack lock. And with that, I'll talk to you all later.